I thought it would be really useful for you guys if I did a review of these products because you see me use them all the time. So I wanted you guys to know what my actual opinion of them was. So let's get right into it, starting with the Becca Cosmetics 24-Hour Full Coverage Foundation. Now this foundation has a 4-star Google review and retails at $44. This foundation really is full coverage. You don't have to layer it on. It goes on really well and nice and thick. Although the website description mentions that it's lightweight, I don't fully agree with. There's no smell, which I like. Other great thing about this foundation, if I have a pimple or extra redness, I don't have to spot conceal. Now, as for the 24-hour lasting promise, I have not tested it myself, but Nikki Tutorials has a review of this foundation out. I'll have it linked right here for you guys if you want to go check it out. But to summarize it for you quickly, it does last for 24 hours, but she finds that it starts to separate at the 12-hour mark around her nose and her forehead, which makes sense because that's usually the oilier spots of your face, even if you do have very dry skin. And the fact that it took to the 12-hour mark to separate is pretty impressive. Overall, I really like this foundation, and it gets a Chanty Fierce 4-star review. Next up, I'm going to talk about the Maybelline Master Prime Face Primer. Now this retails at $13 Canadian. It has a 4-star Google review, and there's no scent to it, which I've already mentioned I enjoy. The color it honestly looks like milk to me, or glue, and it feels just so smooth on your fingers. So easy to apply, and it really blurs my skin. Every time I use it, I find when I take pictures, you see my pores a lot less, and I have large pores, so that's something that I look for in a primer. Overall, I've enjoyed this primer and I would definitely buy it again. So it gets a Chanty Fierce 4.5-star review. Another frequently used product of mine is the Dr. Brandt Luminizer Primer Pores No More. Now this has a 4.3 Google review, and this retails at $38 Canadian. So I'll just show you guys a little bit. It's kind of hard to see in this light. It has a very light peachy color to it, and you can see little sparkles in it, but it feels really light and smooth. It doesn't feel gritty like some sparkly primers do. Now, one thing I want to note about it is that despite the fact that it says scentless online, it actually has like a bit of a floral scent to it, and I don't like it. The application itself feels like a moisturizer. It goes on very well. However, when you're applying your foundation on top, I do find that the foundation tends to slip a little bit. I do find that when I wear it, my skin has a bit of a dewy glow to it, but for a foundation that claims to be pores no more, I actually found it accentuated my pores. When I take pictures, you didn't even have to zoom in to see the texture of my skin. I do not think it is worth $38, and I think you could dupe it out and achieve the same results for less. So I'm really sorry, Dr. Brandt, but this gets a Chanty Fierce 1-star review. Next up, I'll be reviewing the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Full Coverage Foundation. Now, this retails at $51 Canadian, and there's no Google review for it, but on Sephora, it's rated at a 4-star. Now, I have this foundation in the color light neutral, and as far as foundation goes, this has been the foundation that has matched my skin the best, and I will definitely buy this again. It's really smooth, it applies very well. I'm actually wearing it right now. The one thing that I don't like about it is I don't think it's as full coverage as it claims to be. I think it's more a medium coverage. So I do have to use a bit more of this. Sometimes if I'm having a bad skin day, I'll have to go over with the second layer. So I end up using more of this product than I do with, say, the Becca foundation. It's scentless, it feels really good going on the skin, doesn't irritate it, and I haven't had any major breakouts from it, which is a huge plus. Now, I struggled to pin down what Chanty Fierce rating I was going to give it because it does match my skin very well, but the fact that it claims to be full coverage and it's more like a medium coverage is a bit of a bummer. So I'm gonna have to give this a Chanty Fierce 3.5 star. Next up, I wanted to review my Morphe 25D Oh Boy palette. This has a 4.7 on the Google review. Damn. It retails at $50. I bought this for $17 because it was on sale at the time that I bought it. Now, I'll show you the colors. It's a lot of brown tones. I have to say, when I bought this palette, I think it was honestly because I was swept up in the sale. I bought this before I really used to check myself on my purchases. If I were to look at this palette online now, I wouldn't buy it. Just because a lot of the colors seem to repeat. Like these three right here look almost exactly the same. And it shows when it's on my skin. Now this is 25 different shades of brown, but they could have easily made this palette like 9 shades, 12 tops maybe. So it feels like a bit of a waste of a palette in that sense. Now, I do find there's a lot of fallout with this palette, but it's really pigmented when you apply it to your skin. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this a Chanty Fierce 3-star review. Now, that's all the products that I have for you guys today, but let me know in the comments below what you thought of my reviews. Was I too harsh on some products? Was I not harsh enough? And let me know if reviewing my stash is something that you want to see more of. Now, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take it easy. There's no more I feel like this eye looks like Femme Jafar from Aladdin. All I'm missing is the goatee. God, I love saving money.